to the Robert KANE Radio Show. Welcome everybody. How y'all doing? I hope everything is good. It's another crazy Wednesday. It's actually been a wild day in the news. I don't know if y'all understand or hear or heard, or if you're just getting off work. Man, first of all, let me say this. Log in, House Tunes Radio, go to the App Store, the iStore, that Google Store. Download that app, man. HouseTunesRadio.com, man. It's banging, and we bring you the best in house music all over the country. I hear his background. Maybe I'm not live yet. Am I talking over the background? Oh, I hear all his background. It's loud as hell back there. I think, we ain't gonna worry about that though. If we go, we're gonna keep rolling with it because this is another Wednesday, Robert KANE Wednesday. We here at the radio. I ain't in the studio this week. Had some crazy things happen. I know this has been a real crazy day. Um, oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Just getting off work. Man, first of all, let me say this. Log in, House News Radio, go to the App Store, the iStore, the Google Store. Download that app, man. HouseNewsRadio.com, man. That is the best. All over the country. This is another Wednesday, Robert KANE Wednesday here at the radio. I ain't in the studio this week. Had crazy things happen. I know this has been a real crazy day. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Robert KANE Radio Show. I guess I'm live now. Thanks, producer extraordinaire DJ. Man, you got to be on it nowadays. Man, welcome everybody to the Robert KANE Radio Show here on the House Tunes Radio. Hey, I see you, I hear you, man. I got you, man. Look, this is an amazing Wednesday. It's been crazy. It's been wild. Look, we got some wild things happening today. We got some wild stuff happening all week. This Wednesday is just, we call it a Wild Wednesday for a reason. It certainly has taken its toll today, and we got a lot to talk about today. I got a few guests in the house. I know what's going on, House Tunes Radio. Y'all download that app. Y'all go to the Google store, the iStore, the App Store. Y'all go to the porn store. Y'all check out that store, and y'all make sure y'all download that app. Get the app from that store. Y'all go buy things from our producers and our, he do everything. He shoveling snow, all kind of stuff right now. So y'all make sure y'all support us. Y'all see that down there? Y'all support. Y'all send some money and make sure y'all support us. This is HouseTunesRadio.com. We love y'all out there. Make sure y'all be safe. America is on fire right now, and I got some fire comedians to help me break this down and kind of understand what's really going on. First, let me bring the lady out, Erica Switzer. What's going on, baby?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. How you doing today?
This has been a day, so I'm doing.
Hey, look, normally Robert KANE Radio, we spend the first half of the show just telling our fans, because we have a big network of fans out there who love house music, and we're starting to mix house with comedy, and they like to understand who these people is from Chicago that I'm just bringing to this network. A lot of these people are from England, Europe. We have, about 600 people listening right now, so, and they're all over the country. It's not just in Chicago, so it's crazy. So they like to know a little bit about our guests. I will tell them a little bit about you, but I like for it to come straight from the horse's mouth. you are a secret celebrity, man. You won awards. You've won trophies. You've hosted shows. How long have you been doing comedy, Miss Erica?
Well, first off, thank you for the invitation. I really do appreciate it. And as a fan of house music and as somebody who has watched your show before, I am happy to be on here. So thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Um, Technically, I started doing stand up in 2017. So
Nice.
I'm approaching that 4 year mark
Hmm.
and very happy to be taking this new step at home because I started and just got back from Shanghai, China.
Oh, wow.
I left when I knew this type of stuff was going to happen.
Hold on. So you were doing comedy out there, or you just left to move and say, forget it?
A little bit of that, a lot of pressing the reset button on my life. I was
Hmm.
coming out of a loveless marriage and deciding I need to go back to doing for me. Uh, and the part of that was leaving corporate America behind to go teach
Hmm.
and to go do public speaking.
Okay.
And I wanted to pursue comedy as well. I had all three of those on my checklist, and that's what I dedicated myself and poured myself into while I was over there.
So how did you come from doing that to jumping full time into comedy? And how does it feel now that we're in a pandemic and you have to do this comedy?
I'm one of many people who walk the world knowing that comedy saved my life,
Hmm.
especially from some rough times growing up to even like me and my ex-husband would only really bond during three moments. Um, the Blackhawks winning, but that tell you, Blackhawks winning, because there was a lot of that during our marriage, which was unfortunate.
Hmm.
Watching music documentaries, which there was a
Yeah.
lot of, and watching
Mm.
comedy specials.
Okay.
So that was helping me. In 2013, we were starting to hit another low point. I started getting into At Midnight on Comedy Central and doing
Oh, wow.
hashtag jokes. And so I
Hmm.
even developed a Twitter following from that.
Wow.
And I was thinking, yeah, now I want to take that next step because obviously I can write this stuff. Now I want to
Mm.
take that step and get on stage. I never got around to it.
Mm.
And so I did it once I started coming around, once the other comedians on the scene said, hey, you really funny just hanging out. Why don't you get on the stage? Once I
Exactly.
started doing it, I was like, okay, cool. Once a month, once a month, once a
I
month.
got.
And then this one time I had this really great set, hung around a little bit after the show. And one of the owners asked me, you're really funny. Why don't you do this more often? I said, crippling anxiety. But it
Hmm.
was the thing that
Even in Hong
tested me.
Kong.
Yeah,
Even in Hong Kong.
even in China, even in China.
I mean, I would have it because I wouldn't think they understood nothing I said. I mean, what, like Jonathan Phillips, what's up? Shout out to Jonathan Phillips. He said, what jokes was you telling in China? And did they understand them?
First things first, Shanghai is a cosmopolitan city. It
Oh,
is
wow.
like, I make a joke that Chicago is Shanghai Junior Junior.
It's hood in Shanghai.
There's some parts that's a little bit hood, but it's like Chicago is a third as big, a third the area. Shanghai is huge. It's like three
Mhm.
New Yorks. It's crazy. So it's an international city. And the comedy club that I was going to had Chinese nights and English nights. Obviously, I'm going to the English nights. Ting
You better.
Budong. Ting
You
Budong.
better.
And so the crowds would be really mixed. Most nights it'd be half local Chinese, half international.
Oh, wow. And you was rocking them crowds. Was it, so you, that's crazy. So coming back here, was it a lot harder to adjust, or was it just better? Like, was you like, I'm around my people now? I could say nigga. You know?
I
I'm
found
joking,
my I found
joking,
my
joking.
tribe over there. There was a
Oh,
whole
did
bunch
you?
of Black expats, especially Black American expats, that needed a taste of home. And we started doing blackout comedy nights and packing it in and giving folks that Def Jam realness in the middle of Shanghai. So
That's what's up.
I'm blessed that I was
Yeah.
able to do what I do over there.
So do you still have those connections?
Definitely. I got all them
Okay, so
connections. Hmm.
are you planning on going back and when the pandemic is over? No, why? It was that bad?
Um, I was joking around with a buddy, and I think this is true. The only time I would go back, because I think the only two black female headliners they've had recently, period, are Zeneb Johnson and Jackie Fabulous. And I
Hmm,
think Jackie Fabulous was like 5 or 6 years ago. So
right.
the only time I would go back
Wow.
is if they
Okay.
give me
Well,
that
maybe we need
3,000
to figure
tour.
out how to make that happen, though. So, we need to keep connections like that. It's amazing that you came and you had made your spot and then you made a niche. That's what comics and people need to understand in the entertainment industry. It's not just it's show business.
Mhm.
And business is the bigger word. It's a little show and a lot of business, and you showing that you got that business mindset. So you brought it here. What was that award that you won?
It was the Gold Digger Award. We had,
Gold Digger Award.
yes, GOAL Digger.
Mhm. Yes.
Um, and that was an awards gala. It was an all black awards gala done by
Hmm.
the For the Culture Coalition, for the
Hmm.
for the Culture Alliance. Those sisters put on a beautiful gala
Hmm.
representing all the kind of black creatives and leaders and entrepreneurs that are out there thriving.
Beautiful.
We out there.
Yeah, oh, it was beautiful. I saw that and I was like, that's a beautiful award. And I knew what it was saying because I'm looking and I'm like, man, she was on the hustle. She is a grinder. Like you could tell the Chicago came out of you when you were ready for it to come out. And we're really proud of you. You're doing a lot of big things and keep it up. I want to tell you that. Real quick, tell everybody a little bit about your Instagram, your Facebook, your back page. Do you got an OnlyFans account or something like that?
That was back in 2005. Don't tell no. Anyway, my Instagram, uh, I'm on everything, really. You want me to shout it out now?
Yeah, just give it a quick shout out. We like to do it every about 15, 20 minutes for everybody that's logged in.
Instagram and YouTube at Erica Switzer. Yeah, youtube.com/C/Erica with a capital E, Switzer with a capital S. TikTok and Twitter at the Erica Switzer. I am just teaming with ideas, trying to do some skits, trying to do some sketches. Had done some with my Hey Now comedy peoples, and
Mhm.
have been trying to put those back out. And some old stand up, some new sit down. Hopefully, stuff will start opening. I get back to having new stand up. It'll be great.
Speaking of sit down, right now everything has pretty much moved to online comedy, online content, or what I like to call speak easy comedy, or or my second word for it is Al Capone days comedy. So where
Mm.
uh, comedy is so underground now, or it's online. So in Chicago, there's shows where it's like, hey, there's shows but ain't no show. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell somebody it's a show, we might have to kill you.
I know that's right.
So there's a lot of that. And it's exciting. That underground world, it feels like Harlem Nights, and you go into the casino or you running from the police every night, and it's amazing. But then there's other world where everything is online and there's just online open mics and there's online. I did a show for the food pantry, the Harvest Food Pantry the other day. It's an amazing show. And that online is getting really creative. So which one are you doing? Are you doing them? How do you feel about them? Tell us a little bit about that world for you.
It was a big jump to go from doing my first 30 on a stage no mask on, in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
April, over there though. And doing
Mm-hmm.
my farewell show, same way in July, and then having to
Yeah.
come here and have so many restrictions, and then virtually nothing. So, but it's something that I just kind of embrace. I just kind of fell into. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Having already done so much material over there, I was trying to test the waters and see if it's still translated.
Mm-hmm.
And it did way better than I thought.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because you're hilarious. You're hilarious.
Thank you. Likewise.
Uh,
Likewise.
I appreciate it. I'm just trying to tell the truth sometimes. It's so much going on. The world is so funny now. So it's not really all the way difficult. It's so much content. You just gotta be true to it. And I see you're very true to yours. You know, you talk openly about your divorce and things like that. And that's a hard thing to do because it wasn't that long ago. And a lot of people in this what we call this plan, damn it, because it's a pandemic and it's a pandemic. So I put both of those words together, made pandemic. Shout out to man, this is crazy out here because they planned this and we know it. So knowing that, how safe are you when you go? Are you going out? You said you are going out every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
When you
And I'm very safe.
okay, you make sure you keeping distance. Are you wearing your mask? Do you tell jokes with your mask on?
Got the little mic condoms.
Uh-huh. Okay. So
And
everybody's being safe and spraying things down. They got a lot of online shows where you could stand up and feel like you standing up at a comedy. They put two or three people in the audience. So, you know, it's a lot going on and it's just crazy with online.
well, I was testing that back out with my guys in China when I got back because
Hmm.
when stuff started hitting the fan, I came home for a month. I was like,
Y'all back.
I'm not about to sit over there and be no sitting duck. I don't care if I sitting here watching these little dots of all these extra cases
Yeah.
around me start going up. Bump this, I'm going home.
Hold on, time out. Let me get this straight. You were there when it first started?
Yeah, I was there when it first started.
Oh God, you was there when Wuhan first started. You were there, and you was
They
like,
locked us
I'm out of here.
When that started, they locked us down immediately. I had cycled through so many different emotions as
Oh
these
wow.
cases started climbing and literally freaking the heck out. When you would look down, and this is where I was at, it's a city of 26 million people. When you
Hmm.
open up from where my apartment was, very, very busy main street,
Hmm.
during that time, pin drop,
Wow.
pin
Couldn't hear
drop.
nothing,
Mhm. It's like
and
The
you
Walking
talking like
Dead
a
for real.
major city, major city.
It was like The Walking Dead for real for a good
Wow.
long time. And I was like, nah, bump this. I'm not about to sit here and do this.
Was it a big fight at the airport to get out of the country, or
Absolutely not,
were you?
because by then the prices had been so prohibitive.
Hmm.
I was watching, trying to see, because we had just had a death in the Kobe had just died.
Whoa.
My great aunt died. The
Rest in
family
peace. Rest
matriarch
in peace.
died. And then
Mm.
this shit happens. And I'm like,
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I'm sorry, can I say the S word?
Yeah, I mean for that, yeah. But
Appreciate that.
we're gonna hold this because we definitely want to give a second to say rest in peace to those who passed this year. Last year has been a crazy year. This new one is crazy. We got a lot more to talk about. I got to pay some bills by playing some songs. So we're gonna play a couple songs and then we're gonna come right back with Erica Swisher, and we're gonna talk more about her amazing story. I mean, this is so exciting. So please stay with us. We're gonna play a house song, and then we're gonna be back in like however long house music takes. Sometimes house music, man, don't play one of them 30-minute songs. A house song can go for a bit. Stop playing it now while I'm talking because that thing be going, man. He be like, yeah, man, that was an 8-minute song. I ain't gonna play an 8-minute house song. And then we're gonna come right back with Erica Swisher. And Talk more about her story. While we waiting on him to play the music, give him your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook again. Let him know where your next show is. If you got another show coming, any of that.
All right, again, Instagram, YouTube at Erica Switzer, TikTok, Twitter at the Erica Switzer.
You got a show coming up anytime soon? You got any
My
shows? I know you got an
next,
online show, right?
I have an online show tomorrow night. That fan, the first winner of Last Comic Standing, does some killer shows with some top-notch talent, and I'm excited this will be my second one.
Okay, we're gonna hear more about that when we come back. So let me make sure. I don't know if he's playing music or not. I'm just talking over the song because he ain't give me no direction. Let me see.
I saw you at the party, shaking your sexy body on the floor. I called out your name, but nothing was the same when I saw you. We used to be together through any kind of weather till the storm came. But now my love come down and I can't turn around. So
What up, Shawani? I see you. What's going on? Don Connolly, I see you out there. JP.
No, baby, I can't turn around. No. I can't turn around. Oh, no, baby, I can't turn around. I can't turn around. Oh, no, baby, I can't turn around. No. I can't turn around. Oh, no, baby, I can't turn around. The love is calling once again. I am falling. I can't turn around. My happiness is showing and my love is growing. I can't turn around. Oh, no more days and no midnight. Girl, you changed my whole life. No. You gave me what I needed so bad. I'm so glad. I can't turn around. Oh, no, baby. I can't turn around. No. I can't turn around. Oh, no, baby. I can't turn around. It's time to boogie.
Views, wordings, and opinions of this show are not that of House Tunes Radio.
Hey, welcome back to the Robert Kane Radio Show. I'm here with the comedian, killer extraordinaire, Erica Switzer in the building. Listen, what's going on, girl?
Hey.
Hey, man, it's been crazy. We talking about your adventure from the beginning of the pandemic to now. You were in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you came here fresh off them letting y'all free from the Wuhan thing, right? You get here and you think everything cool, and then we shut down, and we've been shut down 9 months, and
Exactly.
China's back open, right? So how does that? Do you know people there? Are they taking the vaccine? And is they doing any of the stuff we doing?
Yes, I do know people that are.
Okay. So they taking the vaccine over there and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, that was a major question because people always was on my Instagram, Facebook saying, well, why they not taking it over there? Well, we don't hear what they doing over there because they don't let us hear it no more.
We
So,
don't, for good reason, because they're
yeah,
serious about that Great Firewall. They're very
yeah,
serious about it.
they are.
I'm telling you, there was a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
stuff going on over here that I had absolutely no idea about because they're that good.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So that's wild. So, have you had any close encounters with the virus? Do you have family that have had it, or do you know anyone that survived it?
I have not had it. I've been tested several times for it, especially with going in and out of the country.
Mm,
But I have had people very close to me who have had it and thankfully survived it. So
that's
it
good.
is a very real, it's a
That's
real,
good.
real thing.
We know it's real. It's crazy out here, And these questions are just for the listeners because there's people who can't see and just tune in actually through the radio portion. And we're trying to just give a visual of how strong of a Black woman you are to go from there to here. You're doing your thing. And we talking gold digger war. Y'all just don't understand what that really means. A whole group of Black women said that she was on her goals and on her DM so hard that they gave her a award. You know how hard it is for Black women to give another Black woman shout out, let alone a whole award. So that's a shout out to you in itself. And I'm really just proud of you, and I'm happy that you're here on the show.
Glad to be
Speaking
here.
speaking of, we're gonna switch on in because we got like a couple minutes before we get into our 7 o'clock mix, and there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I know you've been itching to talk about what's going on in the world, and I know the world is like, what's going on? So for those who don't know, America is on fire right now, and it was kind of on fire, but they kind of put the fire out because the fire was a white fire and it wasn't really so much of a red fire or a blue fire. It was more like a white fire. So, they ain't want to really put it out like that, like they do the black fire. They stomp the black fire out. But, so you saw the siege on the Capitol today because they was trying to stop the votes to cast. What do you feel? What were you thinking? Did it feel like another, like it was something that could possibly be happening?
It felt surreal. And I was like, I thought last year's year-long episode of Black Mirror was over with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and then it's like, what the white is going on here?
Right. What the white man is going on here? What in the Caucasian skin is happening?
Trying to tell you. So it's not disappointed nor surprised. And Just hope that this country can go ahead and get back on. I know we hear this every 4 years. Do you feel like our country is on the right track?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because
Train jumped the track a long time ago.
oh, we got tracks. We we we've been rolling on the street with this train. We've been pushing. This is ridiculous.
We on
Look,
that Fred Flintstone at this point.
at this point, it's ridiculous. It's actually crazy to see the siege. And breaking news: there was a lady that got shot in the chest. She passed away um, from her injuries. And you know what's crazy is, you know, you they I want to like bigger picture this. So yesterday they acquitted the officers. They said no charges against the officers for shooting Eric. What's the guy shooting him in the back? Shot the guy in the back 7 times. The officers got acquitted
Jacob Blake?
yesterday. Blake.
Yeah.
Blake, yes. And Blake didn't get no charges either, right?
Mhm.
And every officer that I know said, well, he was being threatening. You know, it looked like he was threatening the officer. I just saw thousands of people threaten the officer, and that they only shot 1 time. That one man got shot 7 times. And it was him against 3 officers. It's like I don't see how they didn't think someone would get shot storming the Capitol. And I would say that if that was a group of what they say, Mexicans, or a group of Black people, or a group of Muslims,
Especially.
you know, who wanted to stand up for their rights and storm the Capitol, it would have been a bloodbath. It would have been bloody heads and beatings and arrests. This was. What do you think? I'm speaking too much. I'm sorry. It's so much going on. What do you think?
Remember, I've been shielded from this for the past 3.5 years.
Mhm.
Coming into it with a slightly different set of eyes, I guess,
Mhm.
it's still wrong
Yes.
in every way, shape, and form.
Yes.
It's still shameful. And I kind of wish if I could have like delayed my coming back date to avoid this. But then I love being home, but I didn't want to
You
see
would have
it.
stayed your ass in China.
I would have, just waited it out just a little bit. Like y'all done yet?
Right.
Is it safe now? No.
It looks. Does it look that crazy from overseas? But you saying y'all shielded from a lot of our news, so
Mhm.
you probably wouldn't have known unless you had an internet connection or something that was tied to here. That's probably why TikTok is so big, because they're able to look into our lives through TikTok. You know.
I couldn't even access the TikTok app on my
Oh,
phone over there because
wow.
they own it and
Mm.
their version of it trumps this one. They don't want those kind of influences creeping in.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's the Great Firewall. They want to shield their people from Western influence as much as possible.
Wow. I see why though. We're crazy. Look at what we're doing. Even storming, even the idea of them going in there like that is is like treason. If anybody else did, if the Chinese American, a whole bunch of Asian Americans, just all of them dressed like Asians, went in and did that, I don't care. They wouldn't have treated them the same way as they treated those Caucasian Americans, or however many. This was crazy. And to me, I think of, I don't know if you saw this when they were during the debate, Trump had said, Proud Boys stand by and stay ready. And no one knew what that meant. Well, now we know. So is that like, to I mean, is how do you feel about Trump at this point though? Because Trump is like I'm almost respecting the gangster because I watch Scandal, right? You ever see Scandal? You ever see Scandal?
Yeah, unfortunately, no, I've never seen a full
Oh,
episode of
okay.
Scandal.
All right. You ever see West Wing?
Oh, of course, a great show.
Okay, so you know that's full of scandals, right?
Right.
So it's West Wing, right? It's the evil president, you know what I'm saying, in that spot. You know what I'm saying? It's that that corporation that controls the president. And to me, I could see Shonda Rhimes writing the coldest next show about Trump, but it can't be Trump because Trump Trump has basically went super gangster on us. He's like, I'm not winning the presidency. All right. I'm giving y'all COVID-19. All right, that ain't good enough. I'm gonna give you the variant strain. All right, we'll give him the African strain. The man told Pence, the vice president, make sure it happens, or I'm not gonna like you no more. He said that on TV. What is Pence supposed to do? All he do is count votes. He ain't supposed to do that. All he really do is open the bag. That's it. He only count the money. So
And for that fact, I need somebody else we feel is tyrannical to come through next and shift that equilibrium, you know.
man, because he's taking over. And to me, he's trying to, it's like, this is my last couple months and I'm gonna kick it off. And I'm gonna start a ride. He been listening to Lil Jon. You know, he in the car listening.
It's, it's like the last days of senior year in high school
Yes,
when
yeah,
you ain't got to do nothing but show up, get some cards stamped, get some signed, and if you don't like it, I don't know. Hey, I'm out of here anyway.
right, right, yeah, yeah. This is Super Saiyan Trump. Look, Trump hair done changed 4 colors. Look, Trump started out, he was orange as shit. He started out. Now he white, bright. He almost pale white in the hair. That man is Super Saiyan now. He done turned into Goku times 10. He
Don't
is
they
like, I
all?
don't care. Kamehameha.
Haven't you noticed the side by side beginning and end term pictures they've always run, especially when good old George Jr. was in office?
Yeah,
Because 9/11 had him all of a sudden looking like a great great grandfather.
looking dead. Like they had to pump his heart.
I think got Cheney.
Oh man, so storming the Capitol. This was actually a historic day. It has never happened. It's actually technically, if you look in law, it's probably an act of war. I would say, because like I said, if any other group from another country did it, they would attack that other country.
Mm,
If a whole bunch of Baghdadians from America, Baghdadi and Americans did that, they
mm,
would attack that whole other country for what those people did,
mm, mm.
And I don't think it's fair that when the people from Black Lives Matter, when their stores got tore up, and the aftermath of it was, of course, people were going to end up looting and rioting because that's what y'all started, and then later they went to the video and started arresting the people they saw in stores, arresting the young lady who was 16 and who was stealing, you know. So these people need to be arrested as well.
Mhm.
These people need to be found and these people need to be arrested. Uh, no one called them, like Otis said, no one called them white folks thugs, predators like they do the Black Lives Matter movement.
Exactly.
What do you think about the obvious disparity in America with at least this situation?
It's there. It's always been there. It's right in front of our face. At this point, it's in our DNA. We know it's there. Um, and I'm just grateful that uh, even though there's so many things that seem like they're going left or seem like they're going wrong, There are a lot of things that are going right as far as
Mm,
Black innovators and creatives having shine on them.
exactly.
Um, and all of this stuff is by design. We know it.
Yeah, they
But
create.
what's also by design is our greatness. So
That's true, and that's why
maybe
they
that's
want to destroy us.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just decided to say, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck myself away. I'm gonna do my Black Eat, Pray, Love in the country next over to it.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
Eat,
we
Pray,
need.
Love girl was in India. I was in China. So let me get my Zen
Yeah,
on, focus on my stuff, and then come back healed and ready
ready to
to be a service to my people. That's,
go do
that's,
your eat, pray, love.
that's what I did. Sure.
So it's crazy, and I'm seeing a lot of mixed emotions. There's things. Do you have any children from? You have any children? Okay.
I'm a childless MILF.
You said who?
I'm a childless MILF.
Oh, okay. You can- well, it's a lot of people saying, well, what do we tell our kids? How do we explain this? Um, it's a scary world and a scary thing to have to even try to figure out how do you explain something like this to your kids. When you see something like this, how do you are you still willing to bring kids into the world, into the future? Because it's only going to get worse, right? It's not going to get better. Like once they did this,
Yeah.
like it's a stair-step effect. They're not gonna not want to do it again.
It's something that I'm still thinking about. Um, and I've even thought about adopting, to be honest with you. But that's, I'm not going to do some Black Angelina Jolie stuff. Go get a Danish kid, a Finnish kid.
Well, if I say, are you going back to China to adopt?
Nah, they cool, but nah. I want to subvert the expectation on that one.
Okay.
I even though I don't have kids, things like this would occasionally pop up, and my students would hear about it. Now, mind you, for the past 2 years, I've been teaching French kids,
Oh,
and they are woke.
oh, really?
They are surprisingly insightful and thoughtful for the most part.
Hmm.
Um, and like, for example, when Alabama passed that abortion law, my 10th grade girls were ready to debate it all day.
Hmm. They
And I
didn't make
gave them
that.
the space and the platform to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because my primary mission as an English teacher over there for them was to make sure that they could meet and exceed expectations of being able to talk about the world around them and inside of them with fluency.
So you was teaching the French English in France
In China.
and China.
Yeah.
Wow. So you speak how many languages?
One.
So English got you in China teaching French people English. So
Mhm.
how do you teach French to speak English if you don't know the French?
You don't need to translate. They all come in with a base level of English that's
Okay.
adequate enough. So I was teaching kids that were lower intermediate, and there were few and far between, to advanced.
Oh wow. So they were speaking better than us.
I said they woke and thought.
That's amazing. You just all over the place, and I'm like astonished by the things you do. Did you went to college and graduate and wanted to be a teacher, or was it something that ended up landing in you from doing another job?
When I was about 7, I
Hmm,
had it set in my mind I wanted to be a lawyer or a teacher.
hmm,
And I went ahead and I majored in English, went to Lake Forest College, tried to work a job, said, forget this, went back to school, got a master's at DePaul,
hmm.
and just took it from there. But like by the time I graduated, the housing market crashed, stocks crashed, all that stuff in 2008, and I couldn't get a leg up as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So I did wind up getting a corporate job and working that corporate job for a long time. But I said, I really miss that. I really miss being of service in the classroom and helping kids, write. So,
Well, speaking of teachers and being a teacher, recently in Chicago, they tried to bring the indoor schooling back, and the teachers said, "Look, we doing it outside, even in the cold." And now the CTU and the CTA and the CHA and the CMB and then we got, they all getting together like ain't nobody teaching nothing unless it's online. Are you familiar with what's going on, and how do you feel about it from the teachers' standpoint? Because it affects you guys and it affects the students as well.
from a teacher standpoint, it's
Mhm.
very valid concern because when we started going back to the classroom ourselves, we had those concerns. Parents wanted their kids back. They paid a lot of money for them kids to go to that school. So I understand that. But at the
Mhm.
same token, let's talk about our health. So once things did finally open back up, we did follow all of the safety protocols, but there was still this what if.
Mhm.
But I got to commend the way things were operated over there between the school and the surrounding government. It was a very, very tight operation that
Mhm.
safety was paramount. So
Mhm.
grateful.
So would you, if safety wasn't, would you either walk out, teach outside? Which one would have been your option? Because it was cold that day.
It
So
is
I think
cold.
they were just mad at the kids. Cause it's no, it was cold the day they sat outside and did that.
Honestly, everybody should just sit on down till about March anyway.
Yeah, it's probably the fact. A lot of people saying, yeah, March, April, even some people went as far as say September, just take 2021 off.
Mm.
And that was, my new concern is everyone was so happy that 2020 was over. Everyone was so happy for 2021, right? They
Right?
was like, man, 2020 was the worst year ever because we had one flu. That's all we had, one flu. We had the 19 flu. We had COVID-19. And now 2021 hit, we got the variant strain. We got the African strain. Still got COVID-19. We still got that. And now we got a coup running to the Capitol. Thank y'all, 2021. All you suckers who's like, yeah, happy for 2021. This is what 2021 brings. How do you feel about uh rushing 2020 out when this is the first 6 days of 2021?
You know what? If you didn't YOLO enough for your own liking in 2020, YOLO the heck out in 2021. If you're sitting there lamenting all the things that you shoulda, coulda, woulda done,
Mm-hmm.
get on up and make it happen in 2021 because this is uncertainty at its peak. Just go live, safely, safely. But slide into them DMs, not mine. I'm taking. Slide into that girl DMs.
Slide on in. Slide,
Shoot your shot
slide
like a
on
real
in.
man. Go ahead.
Be a real. You know what? That's an actual 100% fact, which does lead into the second thing I was gonna say. But since Otis said 2021 came in like ha ha ha, I thought it was over, motherfucker. Nope, that is how it slid in. Like no, I'm
Surprise.
still here. but but you're
Came in
right.
like Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must
Right?
have forgot. Yeah, that was 2020. And then 2021 came in like Mike Tyson, like, no, I ain't forget nothing. Ah!
We got a heavyweight punch today, didn't we? I mean, dang.
You got
The rest of us like Trevor Burbick over here on the ropes,
over here.
right? What is up, man?
Oh man, hilarious. Look, you're right though. If one thing I haven't if you haven't learned anything from 2020, it is to live every day to its fullest. And I posted that the other day. Hey James Elay, James Elay from London. How you doing, James Elay? How you doing? How is it out there in London? I hear y'all going on lockdown too. That's what we hearing over there. I don't know. You got second lockdown. Y'all got the variant strain over there. I think that's what's over there, and that's what they telling us. So we don't know nothing. So tell us, James, what's going on over there, and we would love to get any input on what's going on in London. Definitely. So yeah. It's good. Cold. It's cold here too. We're in Chicago. It's definitely cold. That's why we talk about the teacher strike. That's why I say it's crazy that the teachers said they're going to teach outside the other day, because that's a hell of a strike. That's like saying, I want to get paid, but I ain't going in that building.
For real. For real.
The teacher said, I'm getting paid, but not in that building. I will sit in the parking lot, teach your kid. Look, leave your kid in the car. Sit right there. She ordered an Uber bus in the parking lot for her kids, huh? What'd you say, James? They mad at the law lockdown yesterday. They made it law lockdown yesterday. Wow, so you guys are on lockdown. Yeah, it's a shame, and that's why a lot of things is on the internet. Well, we're gonna pray for y'all, man. We're gonna pray that this pandemic get over, but we know it's a pandemic, and they have put these things out there. There's no way that I believe that there could be a virus. Thanks, James. You say you like the station. Keep watching, and make sure you donate. Donate to House Tunes Radio, and we also have a Cash App, House Tunes Radio, Cash App you can down. I stay in a good mood, James. Look, I like to talk to my audience sometimes to keep them engaged. But definitely, what do you think about the idea that, we should live life to the fullest, and we should definitely love somebody and take someone and start a business or start something special, write a book, create a poem, do something that'll change the world, teach the kids something different. What do you think about that? Have you been starting that?
I've never stopped doing it.
Well, yeah, duh, gold digger.
When I got out of my marriage is when I started full time living for my own happiness and nobody else's. And it only took me 35 years to come to that realization, but it was the best thing I could have done. Instead of putting off that memoir, instead of putting off that book, I just started writing. I pulled some old diary entries. I put that together. I started thinking about some old memories, started typing that out. Before I knew it, boom, 200 pages, 6 months, my memoir. I'm writing comedy all the time. I'm making new connections, networking, doing virtual shows for the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest, places in between. Hey Now Comedy, which I founded, which came from the ashes of the Blackout comedy group we had.
Wow.
Just putting out my mentor, Simeon Goodson's pay-per-view special. It's coming out in a couple days.
Wow.
I keep my mind is restless and relentless, and I stay busy. So I feel like I can't bottle that work ethic. I can't package that. It is my lifelong overachieving. But people just got to say YOLO. Just do it. Stop putting it off. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Nope.
How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? All those idioms, you can put it all together. Just do your thing.
Just do your thing.
Let's do it.
Hey, and that's a beautiful sentiment, and that's a wonderful thing. And I'm glad you promoted the show you're gonna be on. Make sure y'all check that out, man. Y'all go to her website. It's Erica Everything. James, definitely 65-year-old man. You help people all the time. We're gonna get you on the show one day, Jamesy. Make sure you leave your info with House Tunes Radio, and we'll definitely get you on the show one day. We appreciate it, man. Thank you, James, and keep watching, man. Yeah, I live. Yeah, I'm on Facebook and on YouTube, both. We asked if we live on Facebook. We live on both. So definitely check her out. Look, we got the 7 o'clock mix coming up. So I want to get a little more promotions coming out before DJ Coco Motion do the 7 o'clock mix. I mean, what happens is that's gonna go about 25 minutes. We gonna jam out with DJ Coco Motion, and then we're gonna come back and just kind of relax, relate, release, and have some fun with what's going on with the news and the lockdown and everything, and just kind of make some jokes and have some fun. You're always welcome to come back. I would actually implore you to come back, log out, come back in, or stay in and jam out with us as we listen to some jams of Coco Motion. Make sure y'all follow Erica Swisher. That's Erica Swisher on everything, right? House everything on YouTube, Facebook. She ain't got her back page no more, but she do have her OnlyFans where she show only her feet and toenails. It is amazing, and she definitely like to show her earring backs off because some of them be musty. Man, her OnlyFans be busting. So make sure y'all get that, and also y'all go to House Tunes Radio, download the app at the HouseTunesRadio.com. Go to the iStore, the Apple Store, the Google Store, every store. Old nasty, so you gotta go like to a Lions Den on the side of the road, find it on the Glory Hole, so well nasty ass DJ. But anyway, we love our house music. You can find me, Robert Kane, or Robert Kane everything except Instagram is Kane5006. And then make sure if you're in Arizona, all my Arizona folks, I'll be in Arizona the 27th of this month at the Tempe Improv. We're doing the set, and then we're gonna be there all week at Torsos Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 2 shows a night. We're gonna be in Arizona getting it in. I might do the Robert Kane radio show from Arizona that night. So it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna do 2 shows. It's gonna be crazy. Might do it from the Improv. So make sure y'all check us out, download it, get us anything. You got anything else to say real quick while I took up all the rest of the time?
I'm trying to get like you.
I appreciate it. You doing your thing. You got a path that's probably gonna pass me. The way you going is amazing, and I just want you to keep doing what you doing. And we gonna get into the mix. So make sure y'all catch us all. You could come back in about 25 minutes, and then we're gonna get back into some fun games and have a little good time after we come back from this great house mixed by DJ Coco Motion in the building. And he always do a mix, and Coco Motion, you be surprised because he one of them brothers that ain't even ashy, and he don't use no cocoa butter or nothing. I don't know why they call him Coco Motion, but I think that's because I ain't gonna get into that part. DJ Coco Motion, you the man, and I see that why your mixes are hot. You do it like that, so hey, get on into this mix with DJ Coco Motion. He is a she. Well, that's why they call you Coco Motion, because your name Coco. Sorry, you're supposed to put that in the preview. But she probably used a lot of cocoa butter then. Black women use cocoa butter.
Day with them.
Okay.
At Menard.
So man, I don't. You see how ashy this knuckle is?
That's why we've enacted a new policy banning all children.
If you want us to come back here, you can. If you want to stay in, you can. Whatever you want.
Purchase.
Can I just stay logged in and then just walk away? Like I can play the music in the background while I'm in the kitchen?
Definitely.
to be with you. Look, these two came without their kids, and look how happy they are. We might just keep this policy longer than the outbreak. Come to Menards and escape your children today.
You'll save big money. You'll save big money when you shop Menards.
And a big headache, too.
We know that we're asking Americans to do a lot right now. So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible to this virus.
A question I often get asked is, why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
Social distancing is really physical separation of people.
It's what we refer to when we ask people to stay at least 6 feet apart.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants, not going to theaters where there are a lot of people. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others who might actually be infected or infect you.
We all have a role to play in preventing person-to-person spread of this disease, which can be deadly for vulnerable groups. For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Do you want to hear the best house music 24/7? Tune in to House Tunes Radio. That's housetunesradio.com. And make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. HouseTunesRadio.com for the best in house music. Where words fail, house music speaks.
You're listening to WHTR, House Tunes Radio, Chicago.
You're listening to DJ Kokomotion, the music mixologist.
Could it be imagination? What's my mind? Playing tricks on me. I close my eyes and then I see love's possibility. Or could it be oasis in my mind? So come with me and you will see all of life's great mysteries. But if I told you, you would not believe me. You will take me to a place. I'll be on the stars. Close your eyes and you'll see the endless possibility. Or could it be oasis in your mind?
DJ Kokomotion, the music mixologist.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. My area. I got the strap. Hey. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, yeah, I'm so dull like, yeah. Yeah, I'm so dull like, yeah. We gon' blow like, yeah.
Come on, let's work. DJ Cook Emotion, the music mixologist. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work it till the boom, boom, boom. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work it till the boom, boom, boom. Come on, let's work it till the boom, boom, boom. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work. Come on, let's work it till the boom, boom, boom. Let's work it till the boom, boom, boom. Let's work. Let's work till the boom, boom, boom. Let's work till the boom, boom, boom. Let's work. to the bone, bone, bone. We got to work it to the bone. Let's work it to the bone, bone, bone. Come on, work to the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work to the bone, bone, bone. Come on now, work me to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work me to the bone, bone, bone. I will work you to the bone, bone, bone. I will work you to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work to the bone, bone, bone. To the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work you to the bone. Let's work you to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work you to the bone. Baby, we gotta work you to the bone, bone, bone. We gotta work you to the bone. We gotta work you to the bone. Let's work to the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work you till you sweat. I will work you till you get wet. I will work to the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work to the bone, bone, bone. Come on, let's work it to the bone. Let's work it to the bone. Let's work it to the bone, bone, bone. Let's work it to the bone. Come on, let's.
You're listening to DJ Kokomotion, the music mixologist.
So
DJ Promotion, the music mixologist.
Going to find a friend to spend the weekend tonight.
Want to hear the best in house music 24/7? Then listen to House Tunes Radio. That's House Tunes Radio. Download the free app in your Google or Apple store. Where words fail, house music speaks.
Order what you need at O'ReillyAuto.com and pick it up at the counter or call and we'll bring it right out to you while you wait. 2 easy ways to buy online and pick up at your local store. O'Reilly Auto Parts, keeping you on the road.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? Who, me? I'm Demetrius Valentine, better known as Cougar. Tonight on House Tunes Radio, we got something special for you guys. Y'all tune in. It's the Feel Good Friday Mix Show, y'all. Y'all come in and join us. 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Friday. Ha ha ha. The Feel Good Friday Mix Show. House Tunes Radio. Download that free app, y'all. Yeah. House. Where words fail, house music speaks.
This is WHTR, House Tunes Radio, Chicago. Views, wordings, and opinions of this show are not.
Yeah, these are my words and my opinions, sucker. By Robert Kane, come after me. Don't worry about House Tunes Radio. It's all about what I want to say, because I'm crazy. Yeah. It's Wednesday night, and they just rioted and looted the Capitol building, and we don't know what's going on. And Erica just came from China, and she teaching French boys how to speak English. It's crazy in the world right now. We don't know what's going on. Listen, man, tell us, man, look, since the break, let me tell y'all, first of all, since the break, they said they finna cancel Trump's Twitter account because he tweeting pictures of black people not winning, and we don't like that because we gonna win. We got Kamala in the house. He said he gonna win, and it's a lie. So Twitter said, you can't say that you won because it's a lie, because the truth is Kamala won, and we gonna put her in the White House. And also, what's happening over here is they peacefully, well, they killed one white lady, but it wasn't too peacefully, but they tried to break in. You can't even break in somebody's house. You can't break in the building without thinking you're gonna get shot. So, but other than that, nobody else really got hurt. So they got everybody out, and now they're back to voting again and putting back in the votes for the Electoral College. All the senators are very upset now because now they all had to go into quarantine, inside of quarantine. They had them with plastic bags over their dumbass head, talking about they look like little minions, dumbass minions with bags over their head. So what do you think about what the new developments is going on in the news?
You're right. They was looking like the front row at a Gallagher show.
They did.
But I understand why.
Who was smashing potatoes in your face?
Hey, I didn't write this script, and I don't know if anybody could write it as such. So I'm just waiting to see how this season finale ends.
I mean, this is technically the season finale of Trump. This is Trump for the finale of Trump, and like you said, it is equivalent to someone's high school senior year, like they last 2 weeks of their senior year too, like the time where you got senior dish day, prom, and graduation. So you really don't give a fuck. Like seriously don't care. Like I look, you can't kick me out.
This is his version of waiting on that very last signature before they go ahead and give him his cap and gown. And he done messed something up and he ain't gonna get it, you know. He done got caught smoking a joint in the boys' locker room or something. And, you know, he go up to try and get that last signature. They ain't giving him that signature. He's still going to prom.
That's great. He's still going. He's
still going to spike somebody's drink at prom.
Oh yeah, he's still drinking. He's smoking at prom. He coming in his motorcycle with his
right. So
with his white privilege.
That's all it is.
What do you? What? How do you? Did you see white privilege when you were overseas?
Completely.
Huh?
They were worshipped.
Yeah, completely, huh? So the white privilege is worse overseas. So the darker skins get treated bad over there as well, anywhere over there. Because I know I haven't been everywhere, but a lot of places they tell me, "Oh, you dark skinned, they gonna love you." And I'm like, does that mean they gonna chop my body up and take my organs, or or is they gonna just have a lot of sex with you? I don't know what that means.
It's a bit of both. That's the danger of it, right? A lot of all of that is due to British colonialism and dealing with, you know, all the ramifications of afterwards. How many other countries still feel like they're gripped under British imperial rule? And this is why they're able to be seen as gods and goddesses all over the world. So yeah, but I liked I ain't even gonna get into it. Let's say this. Being a Western woman trying to date over there, being a woman of color trying to date over there.
Different.
It's
So
different.
they
It
don't
hit
like the
different.
Western women. They like the color though.
It
So if
hit
you can
different.
hide your voice and hide your accent, they'll just love you. But as soon as you start talking, well, that's how we feel about our women over here.
Right. Exactly. It's the same thing. It's the same.
No, I'm just kidding, wife. I might have something thrown at me in a minute.
That's okay, girl. We go back over there to Thailand. Have a good
Yeah.
time.
Oh, they love you in Thailand.
Hey, Thailand is a beautiful country.
Huh? Okay,
Beautiful.
that's beautiful.
It's a
Hey,
lot.
well, they tearing this beautiful country up with their white privilege right now, and I knew I didn't never think that a lot of the stuff you see over here, you see over there, but I do. That's that American thing. Like, do you fall into what they say, like how arrogant? What they say, arrogant American. Like we go everywhere and think everything is American first, and then somebody else's country. Like you go to China and be like, why ain't no signs in America? Like you're not in America, but you don't see no signs of English. Well, you are, but like the arrogant American part. Do you find yourself doing that when you're overseas?
I feel like I got so zen and eat, pray, lovish that I tried to like do away with that.
With that eat, pray, love.
But I still feel like it's evident just because there's always somebody that's gonna feel some kind of way about they feel some kind of way about them, so they're gonna feel that kind of way about you. I had interesting conversations with girls from South Africa and other places that were like, you guys just do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And these things you have and you complain about and all the, and that was a very bad South African accent.
Terrible. That lady's gonna be upset at you.
Don't be mad.
Why is she saying my words in Jamaica?
I know, right? I better lean toward my own understanding.
Right. That's the most Jamaican African lady I ever heard.
But she would say, "You American girls, you do these things," and we would never act that way. Or we don't have those principles. We don't have that attitude. And it just came to a point where I was like, "Look, I know I have certain privileges that other people that look like me don't have."
Right.
Let alone being an American. Let alone being a Black woman living in America. So even peeling off all those layers, I don't take where I've been and where I'm going for granted.
Wow. So is that's very powerful. Actually, you blew my mind just a second, and you made me think of the American privilege because we always only talk about white privilege because it's so prevalent in America. But then when I do go overseas, or when I do go to the islands or somewhere, and wherever you use your passport, and it's like, oh, American. I think that's true. It's like we walk around with a different air about wherever we are. And it is like a privilege. So I never thought about us actually having the privilege and extending it just as being Americans. And I guess do you think that extends from the actual white privilege of America?
In a way, yes. And like I said, I don't take any of that for granted. And then so I just kind of I would listen to their stories. I would listen to how they were brought up and the differences in cultures. And it wasn't just, oh, they came to my show, now we go have drinks afterward. It's like, no, sis, come to the public speaking thing with me, or I'm about to do this storytelling, come through. Like I was out there listening to stories and just trying to be a good citizen of the world. That's what being an
Exactly.
American used to mean.
Yeah.
We still had like the golden ticket to go anywhere.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
now
we are losing our. I think overall, with people watching us and listening and trying to figure out what's going on in America, and I think the news allows us to put things in the microscope while it's amplifying it through the lens. You see what I'm saying? So these group of people that stormed the Capitol, only a few thousand people, are the actual idea of what's really going on. Most people in America hated what's happened at the Capitol, including the people in the Capitol. And some of the people that was out there with the people that was doing the craziness at the Capitol did not like it. So it's like now they put that microscope on the few people like, yeah, America's this terrible place. And it's the same thing they did with the coronavirus. It's like, we know it's at least 100 and something million people in America. 1 million caught the virus. There 300,000 died from it. That's less than 5.5%. That's not even a whole 0.5%. And they put the microscope on it and say it's huger than it is, and it is. It's a very scary, huge thing, but they don't highlight the ways to avoid it more than they highlight that it's killing us. You know, and I think that it's on the news and our platforms to talk about the ways that people can actually go about and the things you can eat. You've been out here since day one, right? You have never really, you've been out and about and you've been healthy, you've been tested, so have I. What is your regimen? Do you eat anything special? Do what is your diet? Do you avoid foods? Are you taking steam up the nose and eating garlic and, eating honey by the spoonful? Are you doing those things?
You said a word right there. It's very true to stay on the go. I have to try to maintain a certain kind of lifestyle. I love fruit and nuts and lean meats and greens and water, vitamins, vegetables, prayer, meditation, aligning my chakras, making love.
Hey, now. Hey, now. My wife said the cure for corona is cauchy. So come get some of this coochie. You'll cure that corona.
Hey, shout out to all the quarantine babes.
I know, right?
That at this point right now, 9 months later, are quarantine baby daddies.
I know, right?
That's what's up.
The quarantine babes. Hilarious. So what are you prepared for the new strains that they say coming out? We joked about them earlier. We joked about the variant strain, which they say is bad, but they talk about this African strain like it's actually worse than both. So with like 2021 coming in, we got 3 viruses to fight now. How do you feel about, just being, out here? How is this making you? Are you eating more fruits and vegetables? Are you having more sex? What is happening? How do you fight it now?
It's been so bad. I've been stress eating my gummy vitamins.
You're gonna have yellow eyes. You're gonna have so much vitamin C in you.
I'm trying to get all the vitamin D I can get. Just first off though, why? Whenever something is super virulent, anytime something is super contagious and it's Africanized, it's just the worst. Why us? Why?
You know why? Because we the best. And the only way you can be the worst is if you're the best. You know what I'm saying? Because the the best worst person is the best good person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the guy you want to be. Superman would have won everything if the supervillain wasn't as good as him. You know, it don't make a good matchup. If you know what I'm saying. So they we our skin color of unfortunately is what they're battling. And it's an old fight that maybe we don't even know of, that's just inherently in us, that just we as a melanated people who are constantly giving our hearts and hoping that someone will give it back, always willing to turn the other cheek, always on the Martin Luther King side, even during the protests when we were just doing it peacefully and getting beat in the head and what breaking into stuff, we were on the peaceful side. And this is why they want to attack us, because God has us, and that's how he has us. He has us enrooted within the Most High, and our skin is rooted within the earth. That's why it's the same colors as the earth. We are earth. We come from earth, and we're going back to the earth, but our souls, everybody going back to the Most High. So, you know, they don't like it because I think it was a fight a long time ago, and they lost, and then they try to come back and win. You say, hey, you ain't turning nothing. But look, though, you know, it's been a crazy day. It's been so much happening. It's been so much going on, and now they back to voting. So, what do you think? Do you think that they should convene back the votes immediately and show that they're strong uh, government, or do you think we should continue the little? Because they were doing a little back and forth, like, no, we're gonna contest this. It take 2 hours to contest this each state. So that was going to take like 2 days anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you think? Do you think it's you think our democratic process has been saved?
This is the part of the story arc that has a lot of uncertainty because of the variables that you just mentioned. And I mean, something of this magnitude kind of deserves a multi-day filibuster if it has to take that, because we're talking about things that greatly affect the lives of 330 million people for the next 4 years, and who knows how long after that. So, however somebody feels about the government, it should, as an American, feel like we got to go ahead and adhere to protocol and get this thing done.
Exactly. That's good. And that's what we should do. And I feel the same way. It's crazy that people could think they could. What they saying is that the Constitution should allow for the Congress to control who gets in office, but they only basing it off the Constitution when the Constitution is based off the people deciding. So they trying to say the Constitution without using the real, like the words about the people. So they saying it like they the people, but they the government. So it's like an end round for the government to constantly be voting in who is in office. And if we let them get away with it this time, then who's to say if some other group of 20,000 don't rush the Capitol next time and force something? You know what I mean? It's just, you know, you can't open these can of worms, and it's so crazy out here, man. That's why I like doing comedy, because comedy is medicine, man. Comedy is amazing. You got to make people laugh. So, and that's why I want to lead away from the news a little bit and kind of talk to you about some other things. Like, tell us a little bit about, like, who was your comedy inspiration? Like, what started you when you first started doing comedy? What was like, oh, that's funny, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna be crazy? And what was that?
Being an 80s baby and growing up on heavy doses of Martin and then Living Color. Between that and around that same time, my dad bought the Robin Harris Baby Kids tape.
Oh, yeah.
And that was probably the first comedy special. I memorized all the words to. And it wasn't, it wasn't just mama and daddy having some trouble, but everybody around the house is laughing when Bebe's kids come on. And now I'm trying to do them jokes to make them laugh again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between that and Martin just being Martin and just being.
I love Martin. Actually, that's my inspiration fully. Love Martin Lawrence. I think he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I love there's a lot of comics that's hilarious. I started listening to Robert Harris and uh, Bernie Mac, all of them. Chicago, was strong back in the day. Chicago comedians were legends back in the day. Is there a comedy class that you come out of? You say you started in 17. So who you start with? Do you know any of the comedians that were just as new as you when you started?
No, I don't know anybody that you would know.
I didn't ask if I knew them. I asked who they were.
Okay, fine. I can shout out my friends. I can do that.
Yes. There you go.
An American guy, Ben Frank. He's one of the best to do it. Period.
Okay.
Not only is he fluent in Chinese, he doesn't do too many sets in Chinese. He's a master of joke writing, super professional guy, real sweetheart, but just strong, punch after punch after punch. One show I got a chance, his second headliner, I forget, in Shanghai, I got a chance to see. And he just murdered for 47 minutes straight. So love that dude. My comedy husband, Ian Badenhorst, out there in China as well. He's South African. He's white South African. Nice. But just another student. Always got his notebook with him. Always got multiple pens. Putting jokes on his phone. Got apps. Just so with the game, in the know. Such an insider. Knows a lot of strong, top-notch pro comics from when they do come into China.
Nice.
Like, just Gene George, my comedy baby daddy over there, also another South African. The first white comic that I ever had on our all black show, because he reminded me so much. He was like, Erica, I'm so worried. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I've never performed in front of an all black crowd before. I said, hold on. Think of In Living Color Jim Carrey. Because most of your act outs and your misdirects are as absurd
right, yes,
and larger than life like him. And he went up and murdered.
Nice. So you got a wonderful comedy team, and you are very funny yourself, and you got shows and things like that. What would you say the future of comedy going to be for Erica? If I would give you one wish, all right, 2021 can give you one thing in comedy, what would it be?
I tell you what, just a couple weeks ago, I was messaging my mentor, Simeon Goodson. And whenever I have big questions, because he's been in the game like 15 years. But whenever I have questions, I go to him. And I was like, Sim, stuff's moving real fast. The world looks a lot different. What do I do? What should I do? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't ask you what I should do. He's like, girl, look, I want you to be a reference on my resume.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, okay then, all right.
So I don't know what to do still.
Right. Exactly. I know what to do intuitively. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. There's enough uncertainty out there. I feel like we still gonna keep doing what we mentioned earlier. Black clubs, black comics, especially in Chicago and all the other metro cities that we have in. We gonna do shows, but we ain't doing shows. We gonna still do that. The money's still gonna go in that. Mainstream clubs, it's just gonna be going with the flow. And I know there's a lot of comics on both sides, regardless of your background or identity, that feel some type of way about virtual shows. If you have been sitting at home lamenting and languishing for the past 9 or 10 months and not putting yourself into writing, not taking classes, not studying up,
anything.
what are you doing? So
What are
when
you
stuff
doing?
does start open back up, me and all these folks that's been kicking butt on these virtual shows gonna write you under the table and joke you under the table. So
Exactly.
just as I said earlier, do your thing. If comedy is your thing, commit to the craft. What better time than now with all this uncertainty to pour yourself into that creativity and let it fly. See what you can do.
And that's definitely going to be the message for today. Definitely from House Tunes Radio, Robert Kane Comedy Show is 2020 is over. 2021 is about letting go and being free, opening up, writing jokes, comedy, movies, poems. Today is June 6th. I want to give a shout out to my son, Isaiah Heron. It's his birthday. He turned 21. He is turning up like his daddy. I'm pretty sure I won't see him tonight, but we're going to catch up tomorrow and eat well. Definitely this day has changed your birthday, because I know y'all was talking about storming the castle, White Castle, but not the Capitol. So, I just hope that you be safe out there, because you and your friends are my people. I love you all. So definitely shout out to my son Isaiah again. He likes to come on the radio show and help out a little bit. So wanted to make sure I gave him a couple minutes to say, hey, we love you, son. Have a good time out there. Be safe. I know you're not listening, but you'll see it later. Shout out to you, Erica, because I know we about to end the show. We got about 7 minutes, but I like to make sure before we get it all done, we get out what we say, and then we could just talk on another topic, like leaving out the show. So I just like to give out the shout outs like a little early for the people that's got to log in or somewhere else at 8 o'clock Zoom, because they Zoom in everything. And, it's getting crazy out here with the Zoom. So shout out to Erica, the Switzer. Don't forget, it's Erica Switzer, everything, YouTube. What else? You said your show is coming out tomorrow, right?
I will be on Dat Fan and Friends tomorrow night. And I just got show after show after show after show. And I'm always self-promoting and advertising. Kind of funny sometimes. So just check me out on social media, IG, YouTube, Erica Switzer, TikTok, Twitter, at the Erica Switzer.
So you be TikToking all the time? You be dancing and stuff?
No.
So your TikTok don't be lit then? Oh, your TikTok lit?
My TikTok is
busting.
No, it is. I just flicked the match at this point. It's not. I'm old. I'm trying.
You gotta dance on TikTok. That's what it's about. You gotta somehow figure out how to do them young dances and then hop around and run like that. All that. So you don't put your Megan Thee Stallion on it.
My Megan Thee Stallion is reserved for my man. It's not going on TikTok. My OnlyFans. Check my OnlyFans.
That's how you get views on TikTok. TikTok hard, man. I thought it was connected with overseas or something, because they make it seem like, you get a lot of followers who from overseas, but that's probably just Americans who saying they.
If I start busting it down on TikTok, y'all know something. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm too old for that.
Well, you shouldn't even be on TikTok. What you doing, trying to find somebody? You trying to find an old friend? You like, I know he'll be on TikTok.
Promotion. Okay, because I had I'm in so many doggone Facebook comedy groups. I saw a guy who I had just befriended on Facebook, and I just done a couple of Zoom shows with. say he had just hit 1 million followers on TikTok. I'm like, what? How? What? Huh?
I know, right? How do you do that?
So
Otis said, "Oh snap! You pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop." Yeah. Yeah. See, you gotta do them things. You might get popular just doing that right there.
I found myself, look, you ever find yourself in the kitchen and just bust out for no reason? Just in the kitchen. Just busting out for no reason. Just doing the WAP. Just doing the WAP. Just doing the
Oh
snake.
man, I do that and then put on the whole song. Oh man, I'm put on the booty out. You got the booty out.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's why I'm so. When you said a house music show, I was like, "Sign me up."
Yeah. Oh yeah, we be busting on the house music. Hey, I would say the Congress is continue to vote. Hey, we finna see Kamala Harris is the first Black vice president. As a Black woman, how do you feel about that? She said the WAP. Yeah, she said the WAP.
It's about time.
It's about time.
We've been telling y'all to listen to Black women for a long time. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you gonna say. Well, we're gonna have to listen to 2 of them at least now as Black men.
Exactly.
Regardless, at least 2 we gotta listen to now. So it's gonna be a lot of bad hairlines in 2023. I tell you, a lot of recede in 2023.
They're gonna have to bring back the spray joint.
That's what my barber already do that to me. He be spraying it on. He spray it out too low though. He be spraying bangs on my shit. I'll be mad as hell. He did a Leah bang one day. How you gonna spray a Leah bang on me, asshole?
Let me see you go back.
Right, let me see you go back. Your hairline went back. Take it for. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, so look, man. Thank you, Erica, for coming to the show. I appreciate you. And you are being a treat and a joy. You are amazing. You're funny. Make sure y'all check her out. All y'all who listening, thank y'all for listening. Y'all check House Tunes Radio out as well. Go to housetunesradio.com. Check out the app at the Google or the iTunes store, or it's free. So you just download it. Don't cost nothing. You get that app and listen to music all day, house music. They got a Sunday night show with Millie J and Big O, DJ O. And then we got a Friday night mix. And also we playing music all week. And then you got me on Wednesday nights. My Robert KANE Radio Show. I bring comics from all over the country. Wonderful, amazing talent. This here, we got a gold digger. Well, not gold, the GOAL, gold. She accomplishes her goals, and that's why we appreciate and salute you, Erica Swisher. Thank you again for coming on our show. It's me, Robert KANE, KANE 5006, Robert KANE everything, YouTube. I'll be in Arizona on the 27th of January this month. Be at the Tempe Improv, 8 o'clock show, and also at the Torso the rest of the week. We're doing 7 shows in Arizona. We're going to try to get it in and get it out for that whole week. So make sure y'all come check me out if you're in Arizona. I got an Eventbrite on my page, so come to my page, and you can buy tickets from me on my Eventbrite. Thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate y'all. It's House Tunes Radio. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Be safe. Stay your ass out the outside. Stay home for a couple weeks. Let's get safe. We love y'all. Thank you.
Want to hear the best in house music 24/7? Then listen to House Tunes Radio. That's House Tunes Radio. Download the free app in your Google or Apple store. Where words fail, house music speaks.
Do you want to hear the best